What's good, everybody? This is Ryan McKee, and this is The New Perspective. This channel intention is to bring awareness and enlightenment to the unseen, tackling the real issues, breaking through mental barriers to discover, unlock, and understand your true propensity, to create passion that will spark desire to build from the inside out. Now, as you know, mental health is on the rise, whether it's through childhood trauma, toxic ways. I know when I was going through my series of depression, I didn't have anyone to support or understand or even educate me on the right way of dealing with it. And I think we as a community, we can help each other heal. And I think healing is needed in our community. And it's up to us to make a difference. So, with that being said, I hope that this channel can alleviate some of that pain. I hope that I can touch and change lives through this channel. Because at the end of the day, it should all be nothing but peace and love. So let the healing start today. What's good, everybody? This is Ryan McKee from A New Perspective. So today will be a bonus episode. You know, I just did the finale of the season. Just something that was on my mind, something I just, thought I should talk about. Not really an agenda today, so we just gonna get into it. So today, I kind of want to talk about starting where you stand. See, a lot of times, people think that, you have to be perfect or almost perfect to get started somewhere. Things gotta fall in place and for it to so you can feel right. But the magic is just doing it when you don't feel like it. You have to push yourself, find some motivation, inspiration. If it's not around you, dig it up out of you. A lot of times we have this thing, especially in the world today, where we may compare ourselves. We might get on Instagram and Facebook, and we might see the highlight reel of, man, he doing big things, like sis doing her thing. They got the cars. They taking trips. They lit, and it's cool and everything. But people don't talk about the struggle or how they got started, the challenges. So what I want to encourage people to do is, you don't have to be perfect to get started. Some people get started, with little to no money, or when they kind of rock bottom and they don't have anything going for themselves, and trying to get the name out there. So you could really get started wherever you at. I had this affirmation that I speak to my son, and it's funny because one day we was just in the kitchen, and he was looking at the calendar, and something grasped his eye, and it said, "Let your hope, not your fears, create your future." So I tell him that, along with a lot of affirmation, to let him know that your circumstances, your past, your parents' past, your ancestors' past, don't define you. They're just examples. History is just examples of, it's like a blueprint of what not to do, what to do. It's just to create awareness. Sometimes we don't have to always go the traditional route. Sometimes we can apply those traditional values and viewpoints to our current situation and modernize it whereas though it works for us. We might not have to do everything our parents and our ancestors have done. And that's cool because, we create from the inside. A lot of times we can let our outer world affect our inner world when it should be the other way around. It's a lot going on today with, violence. I live in Philly, so it's a lot of gun violence. It's a lot of stuff going on. Let's be honest. It's just a lot of violence. It's just a lot of crime. It's a lot of stuff going on, right? So you don't want to live in a state of fear or paranoia. Yeah, I see the stuff around me. I know what's going on.
but my mind just don't gravitate towards that. And no, I'm not always the most positive person. People may see that and might oh, he's always positive, upbeat, because I try to be, because in a world full of chaos, you have to learn how to be the silent storm. You have to learn how to somehow ground your emotions. You have to learn somehow to block all the noise out and create music. That's just how I am. I block it out. Because it doesn't affect me. Anything that hinders me from my past, I don't pay my attention to. Anything you put your attention to, it grows. And a lot of people get discouraged, because it can be discouraging. You kind of be on a path and you want to get things done, and then you see so many obstacles in the way. Sometimes you gotta like think of your life as, like, let's say football, right? Think of yourself as a running back. Sometimes you're gonna have to hurdle over obstacles. Sometimes you're gonna have to juke, stiff move, spin away from stuff, because at the end of the day, you're trying to get to the end zone, but it never stops. So it can be very discouraging. You get to one plateau of your life, and it seems like everything else coming around. It's this thing we have, and women just don't have it. Men have it as well, called intuition. Listen to intuition, that gut feeling. I know a lot of times when I didn't listen to my intuition, it always ended up bad for me. Always. So a lot of these lessons I learned was and repeated was from me not listening to my intuition. When you get that gut feeling, sometimes it's not gas. And the moment you think it's gas, it'll leave you in part. Leave you procrastinating, all types of stuff, because that doubt and that fear come in. But you gotta find your bliss, and you have to indulge in your bliss, because when you indulge in your bliss, you'll never miss. You gotta find what you're good at, find what's passionate for you. We all have a calling on our life. We sometimes people miss our calling, and sometimes we get caught up in society. Sometimes we get caught up in everything. Sometimes it's just like we could be working a job, and sometimes some of us ain't meant to work jobs. Some of us are actually meant to lead and delegate certain situations. So a lot of times, like I said, you just gotta like put the work in. You gotta be focused. That was the hard thing for me, to stay focused and to get focused. But it's when you sometimes at rock bottom when you develop that focus, because for one, you had nothing to lose, and for two, it's just like, are you going to keep repeating them cycles? Are you going to keep repeating them lessons and just keep letting it go and go and go, and it just be a hamster wheel you can't seem to get off? So you gotta like find a way to keep yourself driven. My grandfather always told me, work before pleasure. And now that I'm older, I learned to, why not make work be pleasurable? Because when work is pleasurable, it don't feel like work, right? How many people go to a job or do something that they don't want to do, and then they do it with an attitude? You might go and be like, man, I don't feel like doing with these people. I don't feel like doing this, that, whatever. But it's something you love, you could do it. Because you get a joy, you get a sense of peace by doing it. And a lot of times, the vision is only for you. A lot of people are not going to see it. A lot of people are not going to support it, but you got to keep going. You might get discouraged. Oh, man, like, this ain't taking off how I wanted to. This ain't working how I planned on it and everything like that. But the magic is in consistency. The magic is in consistency. It doesn't matter what you go through in life, you just got to keep going. Obstacles, everything is going to come at you, especially when you got a higher calling on your life. Not to get too spiritual, but when you got a higher calling on your life, and even just to do something, always try to be in a state of gratitude. Always try to be in a state of love and service, because it'll come back to you, you know, and that also give you inner peace and a happiness to do what it is that you need to do. You know, for me personally, I know I experienced a lot of tower moments. You know, I get going, I catch fire, and that was my problem. I catch fire, I get going. Next thing you know, this happened. Next thing you know, I lose my job. Next thing you know, my leg get messed up. You know, but it's just like, okay, once it keep happening, you kind of get numb to it, if that makes sense. Pain normally, you know, everyone want to talk about, you know, because everyone get caught up in you know, just being successful, but people don't talk about the pain, how the struggle, how the pain, it gives you some type of strength, whereas though it don't become pain no more, it becomes like a, okay, cool, I could take this, I could do this. You know, it's sometimes, you know, a lot of us, you know, have to go through a lot of this pain to see the other side of it, and sometimes it'll keep going. It seems like you get there and then it's like it's more stuff and more stuff, but the more you keep going, the more resistant you get to it. You know, the more it don't no longer affect you. You don't see it as pain. So, you know, I just want to encourage people to get started where you at. It don't gotta be perfect. You know, we live in this perfect world where though people think you gotta have a lot of money, you gotta have a lot, you know, you gotta have a lot of this, a lot of that. Sometimes some people don't have anything. All they have is hope and faith. Probably about $15-20 in your pocket, and people make things happen. You know, so, you know, just be encouraged to keep going. You know, a lot of us are living in a poverty mindset. You know, the lack of or not having it. Being broke, being poor is a mindset. It's a mental prison. You know, you're only defeated when you stop trying. So when you get in that poverty mindset, you know, comparing yourself or whatever, your lack of self-worth or self-respect or whatever, we feed off of that, and sometimes we could be in a low, dark place, and it could discourage us. But it's almost like when you're in that dark place and you keep going, you will find light at the end of the tunnel. It might, you know, it might be excruciating, especially if you been through, you know, half the stuff most people been through. Most people, you know, myself included, went through the fire, got cremated, and just rebirth. You know, and that's just it. You know, a lot of people, you know, that's where our testimonies come from. That's where our strength come from keep going. You know, in this life, sometimes you may not have support like you want to. So, I'm gonna just say this. Sometimes a lot of stuff around you, you know, you want to get to a certain place, and a lot of people won't help or support you. It might be out of greed, it might be out of envy. You know, you might want to get started somewhere and you don't have no help. But sometimes you gotta make your own plate. I always been the type of person where though I say, don't give me anything off your plate. I don't want a piece of chicken. I don't want no breadcrumbs. Just show me where the food at. I'll make my own plate. Show me where the food at. You don't want to show me the food at? Okay. So sometimes, you know, I hate to use this analogy, and keep in mind, full disclaimer, I'm not making fun of, you know, homeless people or anything like that. But sometimes you really gotta like take the scratch that's given to you. You gotta have like a homeless mindset, whereas though you appreciate everything and you take pieces of everything and you just make your own plate. Every day you grab something. You know what I'm saying? It could be, okay, I'm gonna work on my body today. You know, I might listen to something inspirational today. I might, give to the homeless today. I might do this today or whatever like that. So you kind of gotta be in that mindset because stuff happen for you. Most it's not to you, it's for you. So you gotta see opportunity everywhere, and sometimes opportunity presents itself when you're ready to put in the work and the effort, and of course with the faith. And that's how I've been on my journey. Ups and downs. Trying to a lot of people think that you can't heal going through certain stuff, and you can. It's several ways we can heal. Several ways we can heal our body. There's several ways we can heal our mind. Just clean our energy and everything. We just had to tap in and realize and figure out what works for us. Meditation or, just doing something nice for somebody. Anything. Just be in a state of, giving and receiving. Be in a state of student and teacher, because you're not always teaching. Sometimes you're learning. Sometimes when you teach, you learn. So don't be too arrogant to learn. I know in this world today, seems as if everyone is kind of guarded, protective, and elusive. Which, in some cases you have to be. But you don't want to be too guarded, protective, and elusive, whereas though when that help come in, you become stagnant. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to move, or a word of encouragement come through and you like, oh well, I don't know what to really, what I'm saying? It'll leave you stuck. So try to sometimes remain still. Sometimes don't do anything. Sometimes I don't listen. I don't even listen. Sometimes I just sit. Sometimes I really just sit. Because a lot of times we need to take action. Sometimes we need to fall back and watch the seed that we manifest, flourish and, blossom to something beautiful. You never know what you mean to someone, but better yet, you won't know what you mean to someone until you mean something to yourself. Wherever that is. Find out what you mean to yourself. Try to be around people who speak life into you. Because a lot of times people would discourage you. You can't do that. You want whatever like that. A lot of times people tell you you can't do something because they can't do it, or they don't see you doing it in the way you doing it, or anything like that. So be in tune with yourself. Listen to your gut. All right. You just gotta just be encouraged to just get started. Don't gotta look pretty. It don't have to be perfect. You could look at so many people. Steve Harvey, Kim the singer. It's a lot of these people, man. They start off homeless. A lot of people start late in life. So you have to look at things. Some people, like I said, they didn't even have a lot of money when they started. So it's like you just have to keep going. Sometimes you just gotta be still. So that was just my take on and then like I said, you don't always gotta be everything don't gotta be perfect. I don't have no Steve Harvey fro. You don't. All this is just an image. But what gets you there is character. Image, character, inside, who you are really. That's what gets you there. Don't matter what things look like. You could be in a cardboard box and have $1 billion dream. So, yeah, that's my take on starting where you stand. Season 3 gonna be, we got some good. I had some good things coming up for season 3, and I don't want this to technically, because it's not about me, and I don't want this to be about me. Whereas, I might give anecdotal stories and I'm just talking and talking, rambling. No, we're gonna start having more in-depth conversation, more group discussion, more interviews and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, it's not about me. And I don't want people to look at me and say, oh, well, he seems like a life coach. Nope. I'm just here to offer perspective. Not advice. Perspective. So, with that being said, love, peace, and harmony. Look out for season 3. Season 3 gonna be lit. And just stay tuned. And, you know, stay blessed. Stay positive. Stay optimistic. Stay in that visionary state. Stay being a teacher and a student. Stay in a state of giving and receiving. Stay in a state of gratitude, service. Alright? That's all I got. Love, peace, and harmony, y'all. Till next time.